Welcome to SakebooTV, I'm your SakeBoo, and today I'll be reviewing the Korean drama, My Royal Nemesis. There'll be plenty of spoilers, so if you haven't watched the drama yet, you have been warned. Bit of a blood warning for this one, so if that's not your thing, feel free to skip. I won't take it personal. It's not a whole lot, but enough that I thought I should mention it in case you wanted to watch it yourself. If you continue to watch, then hopefully you've seen it because there will be minimal context in my review. Let's begin. After being poisoned, Joseonera royal concubine Kang Dan-shim is transported to modern-day Seoul, Korea. In this time period, she takes on the life of struggling actress Shin So-ri, and comes across a ruthless CEO named Cha Se-ge. On this journey together, they may bump heads, and something more might happen. I was under the impression that this would be enemies to lovers, but the beef was actually minimal. But yearning was involved, so I won't count this against them. Damn near every character was inconsistent. Sori, Se-ge, Mundo. Like, they truly nerfed Sori and Se-ge if we're being serious. They're introduced as characters that don't take crap from anyone or anything. No nonsense. Then, that just goes away. Not completely on Se-ge's end, but a little too soft for a natural change. Then we had unnecessary characters Mote-hee and the girl that switched up in Sori. Did she even have a name? My shining star is Jae-chan. Whenever he came up on the screen, I felt a little bit of interest returning. Gwangnam and Ji-hyo, I don't really feel one way or the other about, and I kinda wasn't interested in their pairing either. The aunts were cute, not gonna lie. I've seen Lim Ji-yeon in The Glory. I've seen Jang Sung-jo in As You Stood By. I know they know how to act. I know they can act and act well. You know when an actor or actress plays a villain so well you accidentally start hating them in real life? That's who Lim Ji-yeon was to me. She's too talented. But down the line in this drama, her performance started to dial back. If you've seen The Glory, you remember the scene where she's in prison and the other inmates forced her to tell them the weather? That's how it felt. Like, it was being forced. Like, she was holding back. Like, there was some barrier that kept her from acting the way she wanted. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but by the finale, it was flat. In the comedic scenes, her personality was as big as we first saw her. But over time, it was more subdued. Kinda the same deal with Jang Sung-jo. Not bad, just dialed back. I wanted to feel the venom and animosity, but what I got was more tantrumy adult that thinks he's smarter than he is and is trying to be cold and calculated. Now, if that's what we were going for, cool, but I got the feeling that he was supposed to be super villainous plotting on everyone. I especially like this scene from him.
섭외서 갈 만한 곳은 다 뒤져요. 지금 어디입니까?
회장님 병원입니다.
거길 왜?
It looked like he had the fear of God in him, thinking something happened to his son, and that's what I wanted to see a bit more of. A smidge more emotion. You know how some antagonists have a stim, like they'll tap their fingers or pick at something, nails, hair, nearest object, when they seem bothered? I needed some of that action. Now, Mr. Ho Nam-jun? This was my first drama with him, and that's some A-tier acting that was presented to me. This man was amazing. I wasn't moved to tears or anything, but when he was going through it, because he thought he hurt Sori's feelings, when he was going through grief waiting for Sori to wake up, I was genuinely shocked. He made me feel his pain. He gave me yearning, and I loved it. His attitude shifted from no one tells me what to do to no one tells me what to do except her, and I completely bought it. Sold out the stock even, because there was that gradual change. But I did say the character was inconsistent, didn't I? I think that has nothing to do with the acting and everything to do with how the character was written. The storytelling is genuinely incredibly messy. The writers act like the audience was watching the drama with their toes. It's like it's telling two different stories. And not in the twist way. In the way that the first half was saying one thing, but the back half is saying another. Like, we can't think as long as something is always happening. Honestly, I only finished this because of the sunken cost fallacy. Like, that's 14 hours minimum of my life I will not get back. This is the second time I've seen a drama with this man Jang Sung-jo, and it's the second time I've seen him play an antagonist doing unnecessary nonsense. There's no motive for either of his characters. Our introduction to Anjong is that he's evil as sin. Made Danshim eat soup containing her puppy dog at one point. He's behind her getting poisoned and exiled his brother to get assassinated. But why? Yeah, I get that he wanted the throne for himself, so I guess that's a bit of a motive. But why did Danshim have to be poisoned after for adultery? Now, as Mundo, the only inkling of a motive we have is that he wants to take over his uncle's company, but that's not how he started. Like, he's been setting up Choi Sege for actual years, and everybody just let him, apparently. Because let Sege and Samchon tell it, they knew he was bullshitting from get-go, but allowed it. Even if it's for the love of the game, I need a motive to the villainry. Actually, I thought that's how Anjong's story was gonna go. Maybe the man was just evil, but did he do it because he could, being royalty? Did he do it because Danshim was one of the only things bringing his brother joy and guarantees him the full throne? I thought he just hated his brother and wanted him to suffer because of maybe the fire incident involving their deceased eldest brother, since Yi-hyun had the scar by his eye, but nope, I get no explanation. Next stop on things that don't make sense. How Sori got lost in the woods. She went with Halaboji over here on an incredibly lit up path right next to the road. When the hotel staff finds Sori and his granddad, they're on the same lit up path next to the road. We cut away from her for 30 seconds, and when we come back, she's knee deep in the dark, scary forest. We know this woman isn't low IQ, as much studying and learning she's been doing to adapt to the new world. So why did she literally not just turn around and go back toward the road? Better yet, why didn't she just go back with them? You mean to tell me she just opted to go get lost? Sori is definitely no damsel in distress, so the role shouldn't be forced on her. I stopped caring after episode 6 if we're being honest, but I kept going because maybe I was gonna miss something. Instead, what I got was breadcrumbed on Sege and Sori's relationship. Every time we would see them bond, some foolery would happen. It's like they thought we would get bored if the leads would get settled and happy together, because every time they found joy, here comes a brick. Like, what? It got me uninvested in their love story quick, fast, and in a hurry. I did not care anymore. It was cute seeing Sege hopelessly in love or whatever, but it was like I was being led into a false sense of security. And I just didn't feel like taking the bait anymore. It's a shame because yearning is my favorite. You want to show all the sweet and cutesy moments when I've already checked out. Also, I didn't care for Sori hitting him so much. She slapped the dog fire out of him for saying it's fine if she just wants to use him, but to be honest about it. Then she doubled down when he told her if she was gonna be hateful to him, just do it, and stop toying with his feelings. Because she slapped the dog fire out of him. And had the nerve to look shocked. Like, what did she think the result was gonna be? She could have done anything in the world to reassure him. Could have given him the herbal drink she had made for him to show him it's not like that. But instead, she hit him. Then later on, when they're official, she smacked his forehead for something that was clearly a joke. That was just not the move. It's not like she smacked him on the arm or something. She keeps hitting him in the face. Makes me uncomfortable. And while we're at it, I'm gonna say this here. Watching Mo Tae-hee chase after Sege was painful. And I mean painful. Damn near every interaction they had was her trying to flirt with him, him basically saying, "Get out of my face," and her looking confused at his reaction. The way she was moving, I definitely thought it was a setup from Mundo. Then, suddenly, they're business partners and cool with each other? What did we miss? And I really need some clarification on the time travel body swapping thing since I brought it up already. Maybe I'm the dumb one for not understanding. The big twist just doesn't work if I'm understanding it correctly because it makes the whole story not make a lick of sense. The twist being that Sori and Danshim switched souls already when they were younger, when they had near-death experiences. Meaning that they actually switched back to their original bodies after the poison was drank in the first episode, and this whole debacle was actually through Saudie's eyes the entire time. She knows what the 21st century is like. This is her original time period. She knows what the future is, so why is she behaving like she doesn't and claiming to be Dansham the Joseon lady? She probably wouldn't be familiar with social media or AI, but cars and planes, my guy? They even show flashbacks of Saudi in the Joseon time period speaking modern Korean, so what are we doing? If I'm wrong, but that still means the writing is super confusing. If the story was a road, you'd be wanting to call the city because there's just too many holes. Too many unanswered questions. Last thing I want to mention that might sound a bit harsh is that Grandma took too long to get to the upper room. I'm sorry. I feel like the whole sequence would have been better placed in the earlier episodes and not at the very end when we're supposed to be wrapping stuff up. It was like 10 minutes of sending her to a better place, and I kept checking the time left of the episode because it was going on so long, and I knew there was more story to be told. We're in the final stretch. We have no time for this. Which is all pretty much to say that the pacing of this drama was weird. Starting pretty well in the beginning, but then slowed, then went a full sprint for the finale. I want to believe that's done for comedic effect, but the plot holes. It doesn't explain anything. It wasn't all bad. I really did enjoy the first 5 episodes. Really 5.5, but they teased me a bit too much in episode 6. They were a good time, but if I only like 5 out of 14 episodes, something's wrong here. Somebody might rewatch it, but not I. Here's the final score. I feel kind of bad because it feels like I was nitpicky, but my feelings are hurt. I was genuinely, really, and for truly enjoying this drama. So when it started to derail, I was getting upset. It's like someone waited halfway through filming to say, "Nah, I don't want this anymore. Let's do everything possible." Anything and everything. If there was a visual representation, it would be this picture here. This has been SakeBooTV, and this is your SakeBoo signing off. 나중에 봐요.